Welcome to our MWin Pharmacy Department YouTube channel. Students, as discussed in the last class, I will discuss alkanes physical properties and chemical properties. In the last class, I have discussed about the general method of preparation along with the basic nature of alkanes. So, what's there in physical properties? Students, as you know, physical properties means physical nature of the compound. And if we talk about the physical nature of the compound, then the alkanes are like very much tricky in the nature. As we know, there are three states, mainly three states of the nature: solid, liquid, as well as the gases. And if we talk about alkanes, then the lower members of alkanes like C1 to C4, they are gaseous in nature. And if I talk about the next 13 members, means up to 17, they are liquids actually. They are liquids. Here you see, they are colorless liquids. And if I talk about more than 18, like C18 onwards, they all are waxy solids. So here you see, like solid state is also there, liquid is also there, and gaseous stage is also there. And if I talk about the C1 to C4, have you heard about natural gas, methane? This is like CNG. This is an example of an alkane. Have you heard about LPG, liquefied petroleum gas? Again, an example of what? Alkanes. So here you see. Have you heard about petroleum jelly? These all are waxy solids. Means the petroleum jelly which we are using at our home, is of having the carbon atom C18. This is the application in our daily life. So I told you, like in the last class, organic chemistry is very much easy. Just we have to correlate the things with our daily lives. If we are correlating the things with our daily life, then believe me students, you will not find any kind of difficulty in the organic chemistry. And alkanes, as you know, it is the base of an organic chemistry. So that's why I have started with the preparation method of alkanes. Now, if I talk about the solubility, next the physical property of any compound is solubility. Alkanes are generally non-polar in nature. If they are non-polar in nature, then it should dissolve in any non-polar solvent. So what are there? What are these solvents? The solvents are carbon tetrachloride, benzene, chloroform, dimethyl formamide, dimethyl sulfoxides. These are some non-polar solvents. Like what I can say, they work on the principle of like dissolve like funda. Okay. Now the third is the boiling point. What is boiling point? First of all, you should know. Like it is a temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Boiling point. And if I talk about alkanes, there are like various kinds of alkane. First one is the straight chain compound. First of all, like as there is an increase in the carbon chain, then there is like increase in the boiling point also, because the molecular weight increases. If molecular weight increases, then more force of attraction is required to break the bonds. If more force of attraction is required to break the bonds, it means more amount of energy is required. So if more amount of energy is required, then more will be the boiling point. But this is not the case in every situation. It depends on actually, like if a straight chain compound is there, if a branch chain compound is there. If a straight chain compound is there, then it has the higher boiling point. But in the case of a branching, suppose there is one branch, then its boiling point will be lower in comparison to the straight one. If there are two branches, I am giving you an example. Suppose this is a straight chain compound. It is having the maximum boiling point. And if I talk about this, it is having the lower boiling point because it will tend to acquire a spherical shape, and the sphere has the lesser surface area. Lesser surface area means less amount of energy is required to break the bonds. So that's why it is having lower boiling point. Again, you see one more example. If I talk about this thing, this is again one more branching, and it is having more spherical shape. More spherical shape means lesser will be its boiling point because it will tend to acquire a spherical shape, and spherical shape means like less amount of energy is required to break the bond. That's why like lesser will be the boiling point in this case, then it will increase here, and it will more in the case of straight chain compound. So this is about boiling point. Now comes to next point, which is melting point. Melting point is very much important. Again, as there is an increase in the molecular weight, the melting point will automatically increase because higher amount of energy is required to break the bonds. So I think these 4 points are clear to you, I think, students. First one is about the nature of the compound. Like as you know, first four members are gases. Second one is like having up to 17 carbon. They are liquids, colorless liquids. Again, the higher members are maxi solids. Second one is non-polar in nature, means not soluble in water. It is soluble in organic solvent. Next is boiling point. Boiling point increases as there is increase in the molecular weight of the compound. But having the straight chain, more boiling point. Having the branching, lesser boiling point. I have told you the concept why it is. Melting point is also there, like increase in the molecular weight, increase will be in the melting point. Now, like physical properties are over. Now it's the turn for the chemical properties. Students, like if I talk about chemical property of what? Of alkane, then we have to take this point in a very serious way, that is halogenation. There are like few points. First one is the halogenation, second one is the nitration, then sulfonation, pyrolysis is there. Here you see oxidation is there. Two kinds of oxidation is there. Like in oxidation, combustion reaction are there, and incomplete combustion reaction are there. So first of all, we will study about halogenation reaction. Like we have one example. Suppose we have methane, CH4. Halogenation means chlorination in the presence of sunlight. It will give you CH3Cl. HCl will be removed. This is what? Methyl chloride. This is methyl chloride. Again, halogenation is there. Chlorination is there. HCl will be removed in the presence of sunlight. It will form CH2, Cl2. This is methylene chloride. See, number of compounds are forming only with the help of halogenation reaction. Again, chlorination in the presence of sunlight minus hydrochloric acid. It will form CHCl3, which is your chloroform. And this is trichloromethane. See how much useful compound we are preparing from the only halogenation process. Again, the chlorination in the presence of sunlight. Here you see CCl4. This is what? Carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride is an fire extinguisher, or this is known as tetrachloromethane. Carbon tetrachloride is a common name, and tetrachloromethane is an IUPAC name of the compound. And this is fire extinguisher, which is used to remove the fire. Okay, so I did this with chlorine. You can perform this type of reaction with the bromine, with the iodine, iodoform. Have you heard about iodoform? CHI3. It is again possible with the help of this chlorination technique. So when we are doing chlorination of alkane, this is your methane. First, it will form methyl chloride. So how will you convert methane into methyl chloride? Clear to you? How will you convert methane into methylene chloride? Again clear to you? How will you convert methane into chloroform? This is again clear to you. How will you prepare methane into carbon tetrachloride? Again clear to you. So in this particular thing, I have told you four reactions. Four reactions for the preparation of different compounds. Again, this can be possible with the help of bromination, with the help of iodination. So iodoform can be prepared by this form. Like here you see the chloroform. In this particular way, we can reach up to CHI3, that is iodoform, which is antiseptic in nature. So this is all about halogenation reaction. You have to practice actually. I did with chlorination. You have to perform with bromination. You have to go with iodination. You have to go with fluorination. Okay. Now the term for the nitration. You know, like as the name indicates, nitration. Nitration is carried out in the presence of nitric acid. So here you see, this is an example of a alkane RH. It is when treated with nitric acid at high temperature. The temperature is around about 400 degrees Celsius to 500 degrees Celsius, and it will form nitroalkane. What? Nitroalkane. Here you see the nitroalkane RNO2, and the water will be evaporated from this reaction because there is lot of higher heat is there, high temperature is there. So we see the case with the help of methane. Methane is example here. Methane when nitrated at 400 to 500 degrees Celsius, it will form nitromethane. Okay. Next property is sulfonation. Sulfonation, nitration is carried out in the presence of nitric acid, and the sulfonation is carried out in the presence of sulfuric acid. So here you see sulfuric acid. This is RH. RH is what? Alkane again, and this is your sulfuric acid. So under heat, it will again form this alkane sulfonic acid. Alkane sulfonic derivatives are formed, and the water will be evaporated from this particular reaction. Next term is oxidation. Oxidation, I told you there are two types of oxidation: complete combustion or incomplete combustion. When there will be complete combustion, means presence of oxygen is there, and it will form carbon dioxide and water. Here you see the example. This is an example of an alkane, CH4, methane. When oxidation is there, it will form carbon dioxide and the water. Suppose the compounds, this is a single carbon. If there are more than one carbon, two carbon, three carbon, then here you see C2H6 in the presence of O2, 7 O2 molecules, 7 molecules of oxygen. It will give you carbon dioxide plus water. So this is the case of a complete combustion. Now it's turn for the incomplete combustion. Incomplete combustion means oxygen level is pretty much less, actually, bit less. So when this methane is treated with oxygen, limited supply of oxygen, and it will form carbon monoxide. There are different kinds of product which is obtained after complete combustion and incomplete combustion. On complete combustion, it will form carbon dioxide and water, and in incomplete combustion, it will form carbon monoxide and water along with some like black color of fumes. Next one is the pyrolysis. As you know, the word is pyro plus lysis. Pyrolysis means lysis means breakdown, pyro means heat. Like heating at higher temperature will break down the molecules. Here you see the alkane, when it is treated at 500 degrees Celsius in the absence of air, means there will be no oxygen, no gases actually involved, and it will form alkene. This is your ethene, and hydrogen will be removed. This is again a type of a reaction which is known as dehydrogenation reaction. Like in the last lecture, I have told you hydrogenation. This is an example of a dehydrogenation reaction. Okay. Next one is the aromatization. Benzene. This is here. You see, benzene is formed when N-hexane is treated with Cr2O3 in the presence of alumina at 600 degrees Celsius under 10 atmospheric pressure, it will form benzene. So hexane, when treated in the presence of Cr2O3 and alumina under high temperature 600 degrees Celsius, 10 atmospheric pressure, it will form what? It will form benzene. And like if we take the example of heptane, when it is treated with the same kind of a condition, then it will form toluene. So these are the some products which is actually obtained after the process. So students, I think आप लोगों को अब समझ में आ चुका होगा फिजिकल और केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज के बारे में. मैं एक बात आपको फिर से क्लियर कर देना चाहता हूँ. किसी भी कंपाउंड की केमिकल प्रॉपर्टी किसी दूसरे मेथड का, किसी दूसरे कंपाउंड का मेथड ऑफ प्रिपरेशन होता है. तो आपको बस ये चीज समझ में आनी चाहिए. ठीक है. तो आई होप आप लोगों का सारा कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो गया होगा. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं मैंने मीथेन से आपको क्लोरोफॉर्म बनाना सिखाया, मीथेन से कार्बन टेट्राक्लोराइड बनाना सिखाया, मीथेन से आपको मैंने नाइट्रोमीथेन बनाना सिखाया, और मीथेन से आपको कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बनाना सीखा, मीथेन से आपने कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड बनाना सीखा, मीथेन से आपने बेंजीन, मीथेन से सॉरी क्या नाम है आपके एल्केन से आपने बेंजीन बनाना सीखा. तो ये सारी की सारी चीजें आपको कोरिलेट करनी है स्टूडेंट्स. आप कोरिलेशन जिस दिन सीख जाएंगे समझ लीजिए ऑर्गेनिक आपके लिए बहुत आसान है. अब जब अल्कोहल आपको पढ़ना होगा, या आपको जब नाइट्रोमीथेन पढ़ना होगा, या आपको जब क्लोरोफॉर्म पढ़ना होगा, तो आपको क्लोरोफॉर्म की बेसिक वहां से नहीं पढ़नी. आपको यहाँ पे पता होना चाहिए कि मैंने एल्केन के अंडर में क्लोरोफॉर्म की प्रिपरेशन सीखी थी, तो एक नंबर तो मेरा यहीं से कंफर्म हो गया. तो आप इतनी हायर स्टडीज जरूर करिए, लेकिन साथ में बेसिक्स जो कंपाउंड्स थे उनकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज को आप ध्यान में जरूर. तो स्टूडेंट्स, अगर इनकेस फिर भी अगर आपका कोई, आई होप आप लोगों को समझ में आ चुका होगा, इनकेस फिर भी अगर कोई डाउट रह जाता है तो स्टूडेंट आप हमारे कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट कर सकते हैं. मैं आपकी सारी प्रॉब्लम वहां से भी सॉल्व करने की पूरी कोशिश करूंगा. थैंक यू सो मच.